He was just another face in the crowd, unshaven, sleeves rolled up, shoulders weighed down by something more than just exhaustion. His name was Mike, and to the world passing by, he looked like a man who'd just given up. But what they didn't see was the 7 tiny reasons he hadn't. This is a story that might make you cry, but it'll also remind you of something we all sometimes forget: even broken people can build beautiful things. So if you're here, pause for a moment, give this story the time it deserves. And if it touches your heart, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Stories like these deserve to be heard. Mike hadn't planned to be a single dad. No one plans that. One moment, he was working 12-hour shifts at a garage; the next, he was learning how to braid hair while figuring out how to stretch $3 across 8 mouths. His wife, Grace, had passed away suddenly, an aneurysm they never saw coming. One minute she was laughing, tossing grapes to the youngest, Lily; the next, Mike was on the hospital floor, numb and staring at a doctor's mouth moving in slow motion. He never cried in front of the kids. He didn't have the luxury. His mornings started before the sun rose, making peanut butter sandwiches when there was still peanut butter left. Sometimes he watered down the milk, sometimes he just said, "We're having a fun fasting day." And the kids, all 7 of them, ranging from 2-year-old Lily to 14-year-old Jacob, played along. Because what they lacked in food or toys, they tried to make up for with love and imagination. But there's only so much make-believe can cover. That particular afternoon, Mike had hit bottom. Really hit it. He was sitting at the edge of a nearly empty park bench, all 7 kids huddled around him, tattered shoes dragging through the dirt. He had one sandwich in his hand, one ham and cheese, leftovers from the kind woman who worked nights at the diner and sometimes slipped it to him when the manager wasn't looking. He tore it in half. Then he tore one of the halves again. Then again. Until there were 8 uneven scraps. He didn't even think to keep one for himself, but the kids insisted. "You take the biggest piece, Daddy," Jacob said, pushing the slightly thicker triangle into his hand. "I'm okay," Mike replied, smiling through dry lips, eyes sunken but warm. "I ate earlier." He hadn't. They sat in silence, chewing slowly to make it last. Lily, barely old enough to talk in full sentences, clutched her tiny square like it was treasure. Then something happened. Something that broke Mike in a way he didn't think he could still be broken. One of the kids, he never knew which one because the words came so soft, almost a breath, a whisper tangled in the wind, looked up and said, "Daddy." He turned. "Are we still your dream?" Mike's hand trembled. The sandwich fell to the ground. He opened his mouth to answer, but the weight of that question hit him like a truck. He lowered his head, chest tightening, vision blurring. Tears streamed down his face, finally cracking the dam he'd built since Grace died. He didn't sob. It was worse, it was the kind of quiet breakdown that happens when a soul just gives up fighting for 1 minute. Just one. And the kids saw. They saw their superhero dad, the man who made tents out of bed sheets and told bedtime stories with nothing but a flashlight and his voice, fall apart. And then, every single one of them moved toward him. They didn't say anything, didn't ask questions. They just hugged him. 7 tiny arms wrapping around a man who thought he had nothing left to give. But in that moment, he realized he did. He had them. And they still believed in him, even when he didn't believe in himself. That night, something changed. Mike walked to a church he used to pass every day, always too ashamed to go in. He asked for help, not money, not food, just a job. The pastor, a widowed man himself, listened. Really listened. And within a week, Mike was working part-time, doing repairs around the building. The pastor introduced him to a local charity that helped single parents find housing, and soon enough, Mike and the kids had a 2-bedroom unit, small but warm. Safe. People in the community began to notice him. A local barber gave the boys free haircuts. A retired teacher volunteered to tutor the older kids. The woman from the diner brought groceries once a week. All because Mike had broken down on a park bench, and someone had cared enough to ask why. Months passed. Mike started his own small handyman service, working around town. The kids went back to school, laughing louder, sleeping softer. One evening, as they all sat around a table, an actual dining table, not a cardboard box, eating a homemade meal, Jacob looked up. You never answered that day, he said, Fort Madere. Mike paused. Which day? The park. When someone asked if we were still your dream. Mike looked at each of them, messy hair, mismatched socks, ketchup stains, big hearts. He smiled, tears filling his eyes again. But this time, they were different. You're not just my dream, he said. You're the reason I woke up again. So to anyone out there feeling like you've hit bottom, like there's no way forward, this story is for you. Because sometimes, the moment you think everything's falling apart, is actually the moment it all starts coming.